CMM network. The following broadcast is solely for the enjoyment and entertainment of our audience. This is the Blue Collar Minutemen Show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Blue Collar Minutemen Show, where we're just a few guys that are trying to help this country become great again. And we got Justin back with us, man. Justin,
what's going on?
How you been?
Busy.
I know it.
Moved my mom down here from Oklahoma, and then, our business, my classes at the gym are taking off. So I've been doing a lot of traveling for my daughter for her rodeo circuit. So,
well, we're glad to have
been
you
busy.
I'm glad to
be back. I'm glad to be back, guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, we know. Like I said, we told the fans that, we're still working class guys, and life gets there, each and every one of us, man.
Yeah, life's pretty rough right now.
Yeah.
I can see that over at the lake, man.
Trust me, I like
hanging out at the mobile command center.
Your talk, yeah. Oh man.
But hey, a lot has been going on, a lot. And some of it, people may already be discussing and talking about, but we're going to throw our 2 cents in on all of this stuff and the whole perspective where we're coming from. Everybody or may not know topics we're going to discuss. But let's jump right into this, man. What about this Maxine Waters? Maxine is at it again.
Man.
Well, okay. If we all look back to January, when Trump just made a normal speech to everybody, then out of nowhere, not even connected with his speech, the Capitol gets hit. He goes through an entire impeachment for inciting a riot. Maxine stands in front of a courtroom, basically threatens a jury, and tells the protesters to get more confrontational if we don't get a guilty verdict. And the Democrats all think that's fine. They actually held a vote to censure her, and every Democrat backed Maxine.
I mean, of course, what we're talking about, it's all over that Chauvin trial. I can't say his name. Chauvin trial, for where he supposedly put his knee on George Floyd's neck. And, they're saying if we don't get a guilty verdict, they're going to basically burn down the town. And Mad Maxine still on her tirade about we need to get more confrontation.
If that's not what they accuse Trump is, I don't know what their mentality is on this.
It's garbage.
They're pretty much, that's intimidating the jury as well.
Yes. I mean, just think of those jurors and those people in that town, with Maxine telling everyone, if we don't get a guilty verdict, we need to be more confrontational. We need to get out there, stay in the streets. She told them, stay in the streets, get more confrontational. And we all know what that means. I mean, there's no hidden words like they say Trump used and all that stuff. That's just blatantly saying, burn it down.
Right. And I mean, if Justin, let's say you're on the jury and you're there as a juror to listen to the evidence that's presented, listen to both sides of the story, and then make a judgment call based on the facts in the actual case. So, I mean, Justin, what do you think about these jurors, man? I mean, how would you, if you were on that jury, how would you respond to that?
Technically, I'd be pretty pissed that somebody would be trying to get the public to be more confrontational with what's going on. I would take that as I'd take that personally as a juror, you know, somebody trying to, especially a political figurehead like that.
Yes.
Stirring that pot, trying to keep this racism crap alive. It's garbage.
Yeah.
I'm sick to death of hearing this stuff. When is it going to be personal accountability?
Exactly.
I mean, all these things could have been easily avoided. I'm in a situation right now myself where it could have been easily avoided if people would have just backed off and left me the hell alone. It would have been, if they would have just listened. And another thing, stop breaking the fucking law. How simple is that? Don't deal drugs. Don't go try and sexually assault women. Don't steal.
Yep.
And then you wonder why when somebody pulls a gun on them, especially a police officer. Come on now.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute too. But like you said, Justin, this is an elected official, elected by the people, whether it was good or bad, but still elected by the people, who is supposed to represent us, acting and literally calling for violence. Well, calling for more, quote, you know, confrontational.
Yeah, being more aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, and like Bill said, we all know what that means, man. We're not freaking born yesterday.
Yeah.
This is just getting stupid. And I agree with you on the whole accountability thing. That's one of the problems. I literally just saw a quote from Ronald Reagan this past week too. And like I said, the more I've read on Ronald Reagan, the man was great. Okay.
Yeah.
His quote was, you know, I can't remember exactly, but it had to do with it's not society's fault or problem. It's basically about the individual being held accountable.
That's right. And we've gotten away from that. This whole society has gotten away from personal accountability. You know, that they want to blame, oh, the war on drugs, it's the police officer's fault. Come on, really? Trying to do their job, paying
Right.
taxes. I don't see last time I checked, I didn't see no drug dealers filling out W-2s. I'm just saying.
Democrats give them all money.
Yeah. Rolling around a $50,000 Escalade and still getting child support. Or
Yeah,
not child support, but food stamps. I mean, come on.
I'm working my butt off driving around a 2003 Chevy.
Yeah, right. I just bought the newest vehicle I've ever owned, and it's still 5 years older. But I'm cool with that. I work for it. I'm good. I made an honest living and I paid for it. I'm good there.
There you go.
Yeah,
This garbage, this rhetoric of I deserve, man, you only deserve what you put into anything. Right.
Now, Bill, didn't they try to censure Maxine for her comments?
They did. A resolution was brought up on the floor. They voted. And of course, it went along party lines, and every single Democrat backed Maxine, saying that what she said was perfectly fine. It was nothing like what Trump said. And I'm looking at both videos. I watched both videos today. And I'm looking, and I cannot find anywhere that Trump told these people to go storm the Capitol. I can't even find where it could have been misconstrued as go storm the Capitol. But I watched the Maxine video, and it says, be more confrontational. She says it flat out. Stay in the streets, be more confrontational. I mean, where does it end?
Blatant. Yeah, how blatant can you get?
Well, Justin,
stirring up the populace for your own gain.
Right. We said it once before. At this point, these Democrats don't even care anymore. They just come right out and say what they want. They're not trying to hide. They're not trying to hide anymore. if
blatantly
they,
trying to tell you to convince the American public that to give up their own rights and convince the people keeping them safe are the bad guys.
yes, it's the dumbest thing.
So stupid. Stupid.
Now, of course, Bill, what you were talking about on that vote, of course, the Democrats outnumbered the Republicans, so they didn't censure Maxine.
Nope.
I really believe that next election, this is going to change. I feel like Democrats.
Oh, yes.
If there's no Dominion voting machines.
Well,
Keep them out of Nashville this time.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that brings up another point.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Hold your thought on that. We'll get to it. But Mad Maxine is going crazy, folks. I mean, these Democrats don't even care anymore. And it shows they're trying to push all this dissension between basically the races. And even when, and this is our next topic, even when an officer saves someone's life, that officer is in now the wrong. I'm talking about Columbus, Ohio. We're talking about, I can't remember the girl's name, but it's been all over the news and the internet. The officers went to a call. Basically, the way the call started was went to a call supposedly involved someone with a knife trying to stab at people. Officers arrive on scene. Officers wearing body cam. You can see on the body cam, he gets out of the car. Once out of the car, you know, they don't even stop with the officer there. There's more than one officer there, and they don't even stop fussing and fighting. One girl gets shoved to the ground and kicked in the back of the head by some guy. And as she's laying on the ground, another girl runs around the car, followed by the girl with the knife, who then tries to stab this girl. Officer pulls his gun, tells her, drop the knife. And as she goes to stab this other woman, the officer fatally shoots this girl. Where is the wrong in this?
Kids, knife fight. It's a way of life. Why was the officer even
It's
called?
knife fight. Are you kidding me?
Kids knife fight. Elgin, I think you got.
Who said that, Bill?
I think Elgin's got some tweets on that up here. Enlighten us on that.
Yeah, since you asked about that, Justin, I found these tweets that came out, and I'm just going to say, you're probably going to say, oh, well, you're race baiting, but I am going to make mention that this is an African-American person, a Black person saying this, got a hashtag of Bree Newsom. This is what she says, and I quote, "Teenagers have been having fights, including fights involving knives, for eons. We do not need police to address these situations by showing up to the scene and using a weapon against one of the teenagers. Y'all need help. I mean that seriously."
Who the hell said that?
This was tweeted out by this lady, Bree Newsom.
Where is she from?
I don't know. This was something that was passed along. And like I said, it's got
on
a Twitter. Yeah, it's on Twitter. But
well, there's another one that if you'll look at some of the comments, this other African-American male tweeted back to her saying, a knife fight is two people with a knife. Both have knives.
mm-hmm.
This girl had a knife stabbing another person. That's first degree murder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. I was like, I'm no legal genius, but that sounds like attempted murder there.
You gotta have two knives to have a knife fight, you know. And then
So
What did old LeBron jump up and say?
LeBron.
Yeah. LeBron James opened his big mouth and he threw out a tweet talking about the officer in this. He said, "You're next. You're
To
next."
me, that's a threat.
You know what? Yeah, exactly, right? That's a threat. The only thing he should be concerned about is the new team he's going to go join. That's it. What's coming up with the draft? I don't know why these people seem to think that, I like Ricky Gervais's comments the best at that, what was it, the Golden Globes or the Oscars? I don't know. I don't keep up with that crap. But he's like, why do celebrities think that their opinion really matters? He's like, they don't know anything else. They're in no position to tell the rest of the country on how to live or how to act just because they act. Same thing with this clown. LeBron James, please. He needs to be worried about his free throws more than anything.
If you wanted an opinion of somebody that catches a ball, ask your dog.
No kidding, right? I'd rather have conversations with this dog I have in the house, and he's stupid.
Well, I'm telling you, I've given up sports altogether, even college sports. I'm watching rugby, hence my haircut.
Yeah.
I've been watching 2019 World Cup rugby, getting caught up on the different things. But I'm done. I'm done with our athletes.
Yep.
And
so am I.
I know it's
Megan
not
Rapone, all of them.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I know it's not all the athletes, because I know there are some out there who are good-hearted and they sit quietly and just, do their thing. And bless their heart, people opening their big mouth like LeBron just pull you all into it unwittingly. But here's one more. Let me read this other tweet that this girl came out with. This girl says, and I quote, "She has a knife. Shoot her in the hand and she'll drop it. Shooting her four times is overkill and very unnecessary."
So some teenager said that?
Let's see. From the photo, okay. I'm probably going to get crucified for this, but from the photo, I can't tell what this is.
You don't know what pronoun to use.
Yeah, I don't know. So this person said this. They're going
moron. We can say it.
They're going by the name Cherry Bogum. So it sounds like a girl, but okay, whatever. Anyway,
it's a moron nonetheless.
Yeah. So shoot them in the hand. Justin, tell us about marksmanship in the military.
Oh man, I tell you what, man, we're all just so trained so well. We can hit a moving target the size of your fist at 50 yards away behind someone else. Yes, man, our bullets just magically travel like that. Obviously, this person has no idea what firing a weapon is like, or been in a fight, period. None of these people seem to have any idea what legitimate violence is.
Well,
I'm sorry. Somebody getting stabbed?
Let me throw this one out to you. The girl was in foster care, right? Her parents had given her up because they couldn't handle her. Okay, you with me? Well, now the real parents are wanting to sue the city over her death. Even though they gave her up because they couldn't handle her themselves. Now they're wanting to sue the city for handling her.
You know what? I'm sorry. I hate to sound cold-hearted, but actually, no, I don't. This is just the truth. I don't feel sorry about telling the truth, but you know what? If parents would do their job at home, a lot less shit like this would happen.
Yes.
That's just bottom line. I'm sorry. I train kids for a living in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing. I like seeing these kids being able to take care of themselves, and you see the confidence boost that they get walking around the school. They don't feel scared or frightened anymore. we put those tools back in their hands. I love that part about my job. But to see this, to see that people trying to defend themselves or defend others, they're getting prosecuted for that. You know, I see these kids come in all the time. I see the ones that are well-behaved, want to listen. Uncoachable kids turn into irresponsible, law-breaking adults. They just do. If the parents don't do their job at home and instilling some discipline before the age of 5, once they get to 15, you can't control them at 5. How are you going to control them at 15?
Right.
You can't. It's impossible.
And Bill, just to throw this out there too, of course, there were some comments that slipped out about this that the media totally shut down. Like when this story broke, there were comments out there from people in the community who said, well, that officer had no choice. Like she was going to kill her. That officer acted the way he had to act. And that's from people in the community. Mm-hmm. So what does that say? Who's really the manipulative ones here?
Exactly.
It's not necessarily the community. It's Maxine Waters. It's Democrats.
The media.
You know, these people like Maxine Waters are like when I try to discipline my kids and I've got aunts and uncles that come in, oh, you don't need to do that. They're just babies. That's what they sound like. That's what these politicians sound like, you know, completely coming in and trying to shake up what I instill in my own home. And that's garbage.
Right.
There is no accountability here. People like Maxine Waters, you know what? She was around a player in the civil rights movement, right? I'm sorry, I don't know. She's been there a while, right?
She's that old.
Yeah, I know. She's a fossil. But this woman, I mean, when you spend your whole life in legitimate racism when she was growing up, I'll give her that much. But now that she's can only be aged by radiocarbon dating, she thinks it's everywhere. Mm-hmm. Oh, look. Oh, that's racism over there because they painted that black. Oh, this is racism because he's got arrested. Never mind the fact that person's got a criminal history like George Floyd. Please, that guy had a novel for a rap sheet.
Oh, yeah. And Bill, go ahead.
I was just going to throw this out. Do you know this officer would have caught just as much grief as if he would have showed up and done nothing? Let the girl get stabbed?
Yep.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep. And I want to point out too that since, you know, white officers are so bad, you know, from what we all see and can see with our own eyes, he just saved the black lady from being stabbed. Unfortunately, the other one had to be shot, but he did save this lady's life, who was of color.
So instead of saving black woman's life, killed black teenage child, please.
It's all in the wording, man. It's all in the wording.
Well, trust me, I know exactly how that cop feels. Never been a police officer, but I know exactly how he feels right now.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, last thing on that, this is ridiculous. We all see it, and it should be apparent to everybody what these liberals, Democrat, communists are doing, you know, but you know, we still got some more stuff. This one kind of came as a surprise to us. Mm-hmm. So Justin, I don't know if you heard about this, because this is news like that just kind of came out Friday. I think it was Friday, I think. Just when you thought the election was over, just when you thought all hope was lost, Arizona is rising to the plate. Bill, what's Arizona doing?
Okay. Arizona, the Senate in Arizona, the state Senate, has finally gotten everything together and are doing a complete forensic recount Each ballot, every single ballot will be checked. They already have all the voting machines moved into the Coliseum. They're doing a complete forensic review of the machines. And I got a good feeling we're going to have some breaking news here in about 3 to 4 weeks that Trump won Arizona. And guess what? That's going to open up all the other states. When one domino falls, they're all going to fall. Now, what is that going to do for us? We don't know. But it's going to bring to light just how bad the Democrats cheated in this election. I mean, still, any normal, sensible person would know if we had 133 million voters registered in the United States of America, but we had 159 million votes cast in the election, something's wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. How can you have 20 million more votes than you have registered voters? How can that possibly be? And I'm not making these numbers up. You can go to the National Election website and see how many registered voters there are in the United States. Then you can go and see how many people voted in his last election. It's there. That in itself ought to ring everybody's alarm bells, you know? But now the Democrats have sued now to stop this recount. They have put out flyers. We found one of the flyers on the internet already. It's on Craigslist. Hiring $15 an hour to go to Arizona. They're going to pay the bus. And they're going to pay your hotel bill, but they're going to pay you $15 an hour to protest. Okay. Black Lives Matter has already put out that they are gathering up bus loads headed to Arizona. Now, if you won the election fair and square, then why would you be worried about a recount?
Yeah, I know, right?
What have you got to
Yeah.
hide?
You hit the nail on the head.
It's kind of like being pulled over or questioned for a crime or as a witness. You know, if you didn't do anything, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
So that's not being broadcast very much on the news. You can go to OAN. They're doing a live feed from there, from the recount. The Arizona Rangers have volunteered to provide security because they've been threatened already. All the recounters have been threatened. Everything, you know how, the Democrat playbook. So the Arizona Rangers set up a PayPal account, a GoFundMe account, trying to raise $100,000 to provide money for the security. PayPal jumps up and cancels their account right when they hit $98,000. The PayPal cancels their account, so they can't draw the money from the GoFundMe from the PayPal because PayPal said it doesn't conform to their standards.
Once again, they're not hiding what they're doing. They're just doing it. I mean, like I said, I don't know when they get all this proof, what it's going to do, what's going to happen. I do know the president's President Trump is very involved in this right now. He supposedly has a big announcement coming on the 4th of July. We don't know what that is, but who knows? Stranger things have happened.
I'm in the White House. I mean,
Well, this is epic. This is going to be something to try to keep. And like you said, Bill, mainstream media is not going to cover this. They don't want us to know what Arizona's doing.
no, they don't.
Because like you said, you think about this. Arizona, well, not necessarily Arizona. You have Pennsylvania, Michigan,
Georgia,
and wasn't there one?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. All of those swing states. If Arizona finds information showing that the Democrats rigged this election, what does that mean for those states that I just named?
Have you ever seen a stack of dominoes?
Oh, yeah.
And one falls. That's what's going to happen.
You know what else I think is going to happen? Somebody will drop a nuclear bomb before the evidence gets presented. So
I don't doubt it at all. I
They'll-
have
Yeah.
no doubts.
they
Something will happen.
they will. Because Justin, I mean, like Bill said, if you're not guilty, then what do you have to worry about?
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
I feel like this country is being run by preteens. That's how they're acting. All these Democrats, they sound like a bunch of dang preteens or teenage kids that are petulant and don't like getting told what to do.
well, let me
No
ask you
source,
this.
no sense of reasoning.
Do you like hamburgers?
Oh yeah, definitely.
LG, you like hamburgers?
Love hamburgers.
Well, Joe Biden now says you can only eat one a month.
Joe Biden can kiss my red native culo,
Once a month, you can have a hamburger.
please.
Where is this coming from?
It's out of his mouth. Nobody
I had
knows.
somebody.
There's a disconnect
somebody-
between his brain and his mouth, you know?
I had somebody try to tell me about my eating once, and I believe I was married to this person, and they told me it'd have to be a real woman that could stop me from eating so much. I'm like, it'd have to be a real big woman. So Biden, you better be real if you think you're gonna get me down to one burger a month.
Have you noticed a lot of his speeches lately? He's wearing his mask. You know? Okay, there's speculation that he's not even talking behind that mask. If they've got somebody that sounds like him actually talking and they're just playing it over the speakers, making it look like he's actually putting a sentence together.
Well, I actually don't. I'm not going to hate him for that, because if you let him open his mouth, say something stupid. That's actually smart on the Democrats. Democrats, you did something very smart there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that one.
Yeah.
Where are we at, Bill?
45.
Okay. Oh, well, we went over quite a bit. And of course, there's still more to come. We're going to follow this Arizona thing this week, and I hope you all do too. Bill said it was going to be on OAN.
OAN.
So,
Tune into OAN. President Trump already put out a big statement on it and encouraged everybody to watch OAN. They wanted, total transparency here, but none of the networks would bite. None of them would follow. None of them would cover it. So they're just going to hope it goes away. But I don't see that happening.
right. So, Justin, before I give you the last word, I'm going to throw this out there because I went to church today and this was discussed in church, and I think it kind of fits for everything that's going on. It's from Proverbs 18:21, which basically says the tongue can speak life and death. And basically what that means is just like with what LeBron opened his mouth about, Was he speaking life?
No.
No. He was speaking death, dissension, you know, all ill will. And I bring that up because people pay attention to these politicians and what they say. You'll know if they're speaking truth to help or if they're speaking lies to cause further division. Just listen to them. And that was Proverbs.
Agree.
Yeah, Proverbs 18:21. But Justin, give you the final word.
This whole situation that we found ourselves in the last decade can be kind of narrowed down to one thing: the dumbing down of our children in this education system. Got too many other people trying to control this, what the information is put out and all of that. And these kids are so freaking blind, so impressionable when they're in colleges and high school. These teachers, some of them good, some of them bad, just like police officers, just like the mailmen, just like FedEx workers. Some good, some bad. We need more good out there standing up and saying this isn't right. Most good-natured people want to just sit back and be like, look, man, I ain't got time to deal with this. I just want to go to work, take care of my family, do what I'm supposed to, be a responsible person and citizen, and good to their community. Those people are so busy right now trying to keep up, trying to work, trying to feed their families and stuff. Well, now you're going to start seeing a lot of those people put their crap down, whatever they're doing, standing up and be like, this is it. I've had enough. That's what they need to be worried about. The silent majority. Because I got news for these people, man. It's not these idiots that have the bigger numbers. They're just more publicized. So and I'm not calling for revolution. I'm not calling for violence or anything like that. But man, if anybody's going to step to me wanting violence, they better be ready for it. All these criminals out there, even when I was an idiot kid trying to act like a little gang member back in the 80s and 90s, man, when I thought that was a cool thing to do. We knew it was an us versus them mentality when it came to police and officers and things like that. When one person got arrested, it wasn't the cops' fault. We knew what we were doing. Deep down, we knew what we were doing. That was accountability, something that we're sorely missing right now. Parents, do a better job of teaching your kids to be responsible and make them realize, especially if they're teenagers, they're going to have to answer for the stuff that they say. Just like what you just read out of Proverbs. Mm-hmm. There are words in the Bible. It does tell us that there are power in words. Yep. And you need to watch what you say to people. Watch what you say to yourself. Watch how you talk to anybody. Because there is going to be somebody out there that is not going to have any problem closing your mouth for you. And personally, I think that still not advocating violence, but man, when you push somebody far enough, you know what? Don't be mad when they close your mouth for you.
Exactly.
And I was one of those guys once. I was a teenager, man. I got my butt handed to me a few times for running my mouth too much. That's why I stopped. So parents, do your job before somebody does it for you.
Amen.
Yep. Bill, tell them where they can find our videos and email us.
We are on YouTube, Rumble. You can email us at BLU@collarminutemen.com. We are on Spreely. We are on MeWe. We are on Facebook. I believe that's got us.
Yeah.
And our webpage, bluecollarminutemen.com.
Yes. I'll be trying to edit that again this week. We also advocate, if you're looking for a good email system, use Proton Mail for a good, secure email system. Also, DuckDuckGo is a search engine. I'm done with Google. Always DuckDuckGo. But that's it for us here at Blue Collar Minute. glad you all stuck with us. I hope you all enjoyed the show. And as always, from all of us, God bless you all. God bless America.
God
And we'll
bless.
see.